Basically, everyone wants to save more money on groceries. Everybody wants to cut their grocery bill down. But how do you actually do that and stick to it for the long haul? You've probably heard of SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, or time limited, things like that. And that method is totally applicable for your grocery budget. But two of those letters are the most important, and that's what we're going to focus on in this video. So first off, let's talk about specific goals. I think you should actually have semi-flexible goals when it comes to your grocery budget, how many times you want to cook at home, avoiding getting takeout, restaurant meals, etc. I think you should be semi-flexible with that and not have a super specific goal, because every week is different. Every week is going to throw something different at you, right? You might have a different schedule. One week you may need to go out to eat or pick up takeout or hit a drive-through more than you usually do. And that's okay if you can be flexible with your goals. So one week, allow yourself to do that. And then the next week, try to eat at home more. Try to cut your grocery budget more. Also, there are just some times where you're going to need more at the grocery store. You're going to run out of multiple things at the same time. It happens to me all the time. At least once every other month, I have a grocery bill that's a lot higher than my other ones, simply because I ran out of multiple things at the same time. We may need a bunch of new oils, basics like flour, things like that. They always seem to run out at the same time. So your grocery bill is not always going to be basically the same. You can try to always buy approximately the same amount of items, but there are going to be times where it's just different. So what I think your goals should actually be, like I said, semi-flexible, but you should be more focused on the ways you're going to save money more than how much you're going to spend, how many days you're going to cook at home, etc. Which brings me to which letters of that SMART acronym are the most important. So let's go over them again. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely or time limited. The most important ones are attainable and realistic. And most people will tell you that about most goals, right? Making them actually attainable and realistic is the most important. If you set a crazy big goal that is so much different than what you currently are doing, sure, you may feel motivated to hit it for a little while, but you might throw in the towel when you don't get anywhere near it. If it is too big and crazy of a goal that is not realistic, that R is the most important part. If your goal is too big, too unrealistic, you're not going to meet it, and you might end up beating yourself up. If you don't, like if you're able to be like, this is a crazy goal, I'm going to keep that goal, I'm going to keep working towards it, I'm not going to give up, every little step I take is good. Okay, great. Make a crazy high goal. Try to cut your grocery budget down by hundreds. Try to go from cooking 2 to 3 nights a week to 7. More power to you. But for most of us, setting a crazy high goal can actually be discouraging. And not only that, but your goal may not ever be attainable. So I talk about this in other videos, and I'll link to this last video, I think it's my last one, about how I cook dinner 7 nights a week. And spoiler alert, I don't actually cook 7 nights a week most weeks. Sometimes I actually do. Sometimes I really do cook from scratch 7 days in a row. But even as someone whose whole thing is cooking at home, saving money on groceries, I don't do that every week. Sometimes we plan nights out, but the main way I eat at home 7 nights a week is by having a night or two where we don't cook. Where was I going with this point? I don't remember. So even for me, having a super big goal of eating at home, cooking from scratch every night is unrealistic. My backup dinners are the main way I do that. So after this video, go watch that one. That's what it was. My point is that even for me, cooking dinner at home is an unrealistic goal. And sometimes I really do it, but cooking at home 7 nights a week is an unrealistic goal, even for me. It's not something I do consistently. I use those backup dinners. We have frozen pizza, frozen Chinese food, things like that pretty frequently, because that's an unrealistic goal. My goal sort of is to eat, my goal is to eat at home 7 nights a week. And the ways I do that are by not cooking 7 nights a week. That is an unrealistic goal. So my realistic goal is to avoid the drive-through 3 weeks out of a 4-week month, right? Maybe getting takeout, picking up dinner, planning a night out once a month. And we actually do that a lot of times. That's realistic for me because I've been doing it this way for so long. If you are just starting to try to cook at home more and cut your grocery budget down, that's not going to be realistic for you, and that's okay. I also only have one kiddo, and she's little, which can actually make it worse, not better. But one kiddo who's not in activity. She's little, so she's not in like after school activities and things. If you have multiple kiddos and they're in after school activities, it is completely unrealistic for you to say you're gonna have dinner cooked at home 7 nights a week. Don't try to make yourself do that. You're gonna end up upset with yourself, and that's not fair to you. So the A and the R of SMART goals: attainable and realistic. That is the most important thing you need to do when setting your goals for cutting down your grocery budget, for eating at home more. Allow yourself to go out to eat. Allow yourself to use frozen dinners, things like that. The way to still save money is by planning that. Don't make it a split-second decision where you're like, I'm just not getting dinner done tonight. Let's go get Chick-fil-A. Try to plan those things. I talk a lot about this in other videos, but taking into account your calendar when meal planning, making the meals you do cook at home super simple, and then planning those nights out, planning those backup meals, all of those things. Those are the ways you are going to realistically cut down your grocery budget, eat at home more, cut down your overall food budget by spending less on takeout, things like that. That was really rambly. Leave me a comment if you did not follow what I was saying. But all in all, attainable and realistic goals are the way you are actually going to save money and cut down your grocery bill. So if you have goals in 2025 of spending less money on food, of hitting up, why does that sound wrong? Hitting up the drive-thru less frequently, ordering takeout less frequently, going out less frequently, eating at home more is your goal for 2025 to save money, because that is the best way to save money on food. That's the way to do it. Don't make your goal so far over here and you're here. Don't do that. Set yourself a reasonable goal. My next video, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because my next video is the 3 simple steps you need to take to actually cut your grocery budget. It's 3 really simple things. I promise they're simple. And they are attainable and realistic, okay? So those are the 3 ways you're going to actually cut your grocery budget in 2025 if that is a goal of yours. So be sure to turn on notifications so you hear about that. And now go watch this video where I go more in depth about being realistic.